This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's go into the details. We had a rough day today in the market, but nothing we were not anticipating. Let's take a look at all of the charts, guys, from Bitcoin to USDT.D. Incredible pattern on Tether. Dominance looking at that huge issue with Tether. You guys saw the circumstance fallout with Luna. What a fallout, guys. One of the biggest fallouts this year thus far in crypto. Big trajectory to the downside, guys. From the all-time high, reaching down past 75% of a drop. Big drop. Looking at BTC and a bit of a recovery mode attempt right now. We'll dig into the details, see if we can, guys, identify past. One thing importantly, I brought to you the last few days, this fan reversal, this trajectory to the downside, boom, right? Very nicely identified by us here. I want to shout out to all the VIP, shout out to all the guys in the back. That's our top level of membership. We're trading. I want to let you guys know we are trading. Reason we have these on the screen, these are coins we've been trading. So let's dig into the details, guys, as much as we would have liked to honestly have gotten to lower prices earlier, period. We would have liked to have sped this process up if we could have. If it's going down, let's get it down. Let's get down there. Let's pick it up. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's trade it along the way. The stagnancy we've had in the market has been real difficult. Sheev, quite down. Doge past its 86. I want to say it's 86% retracement in the value zone. So quite a few of the coins have demonstrated just really nice value right now. So we're going to continue to look at them to see when the technicals may indicate a nice trade. We had a lot of them today, guys. I had 3 triple-digit trades, which was a nice day. Looking at the rebound from the low on Luna, 50%. 50% in under an hour of a rebound on Luna. It got down to, guys, it got down to 27. Not bad. Interesting, guys. We look at this stuff. These are opportunities for trades. I'll say for trades because right now, in terms of some of the calamity that's going on, I'm just not going to recommend that a high. Hey guys, you know me with Luna. It's a big deal. It's a value zone, value opportunity. Ever since Stable Quan got involved with things, you guys know, I've been saying I'm just not sure about the personalities being real involved with the in and around some of the issues with Luna. So it's been a little unfortunate to see all that develop. Not sure where all those decisions have been made or why they've been made as such, but a good hit for those who wanted just over the 786. You've done great on just trading your technicals. You got hammered at the golden pocket. So a 50% rebound. That's nice. Currently up 30%. There's a lot of price action. I'll look at something with price action any day, guys. Any day. So to the extent that that's a seller climax, looks like a typical seller climax right into that field just north of the 786. Congrats to anyone who hit that. Few coins trajecting back up. GMT right there, okay, it was a previous 30x this year, doing well. Let's take a look at Luna up 30. Luna dominance had a real bad day. That Luna dominance chart was just awful, guys. We can go over the details on it, but we really want to focus on BTC. Question on still Tether dominance, whether or not it's fully pegged or not. We can say Tether is kind of the go-to option, that safe haven. So in terms of that, we were looking on the weekly at this ascending triangle on the weekly. Very important question going to be, can we retraject back down to prior resistance to confirm? That would mean the crypto prices would be heading up if we can loop back around, boom, to confirm a prior resistance to support. That would be real fantastic. So in terms of let's take a look at BTC. Let's dig in to this to the stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Hit the like button, and let me hit this in the back from the Discord group. No Discord zone here. I have to say that for the back. Jubal I think he's sorting through some different information on I don't know, on the Luna fiasco, and maybe he got some stuff from an outside source. Yeah, I don't want to fill the VIP with too much of that stuff. That's not in the cards. So in terms of the move on BTC, congrats to anyone who's trading. Luna's guys down, and you guys know my price targets in Luna, etc. Angel's been real big. Was heavily involved in Luna, etc. Somewhat heavily involved in Luna, yeah. And to see that kind of a fallout is a big deal. And I don't mean to naysay it or down talk it at all in terms of Luna. That's not my purpose. But in terms of like stable coin and this and that, and when personalities get involved in discussions with accumulations and stability of people's finances, it's like it's crypto. You know, like a just I don't know. Maybe I have a preference for style of management team, etc. But I really would have liked to have seen a management team prevent all the issues that are currently ongoing with Luna. So looking at BTC, let's just dig into the BTC and hope you guys are doing well. And in terms of the let's say the price action today, we picked up in this zone nicely. Again, multiple trades, guys. If you trade, congratulations. If you're a VIP and you're trading, congratulations. If you're let's say, what do I want to say? Just competent at trading. And guys, it's not easy. I always say if you're distracted, you're going to throw some to the wolves. It happens to me, guys, anytime I'm distracted, period. When I'm focused, I hit my targets. Hit multiple trades today and was really working on that perfect mix for me for like hedge, having a long and a short, more capital in the long. Worked almost all day long, guys, just printed money. So to the extent that you guys were trading, congratulations. If you tried that, I'd say that that specific kind of hedge idea out. I hope it went well to the extent that you kind of dabbled in it. That's cool. Let me know how it went. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Always nice to have some exposure to the upside for the, I say a possible move or surprise to the upside. But if you're heading down, momentum's down. Just take it where you've take it where you're at. Take it while you've got those nice moves to the downside. So looking at let's take a look at this. Let me let's reframe around BTC. Because Luna is like the distraction right now. I know it's a low price. If you got into the low price, you'd like that price around the 786. Congratulations. Let's see here. Let's see. What do we got? 3.8% BTC. Nice. 31,231 back into this zone. And I took up in this area. I took a long. I think my third or fourth trade for the day. Boom. Took a long here because it looked like it could. Kind of rally to the downside a little bit, but it appears as if we're trying to go through some sort of a reversal, the fan to the upside. So anytime that you note a fan ongoing, okay, with this line of, you're going to draw out your lines of support here. Support that are referenced by previous levels of resistance, hit 1, hit 2, into your support. Then you have your resistance here. It would be interesting to see another hit here in terms of a level of support. So when you draw those lines of support or the previous resistance, you're going to be looking for potential lower prices to confirm along those lines. That is the fan technique, just so that you guys know, okay? And shout out to Jabal. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Sean, Pathfinder, everybody in the back. Hope you guys are doing well. To Frankie, to AJ Crypto, to Angel. Hope it's going well. And yeah, Sean was first. Nice to see you. And yeah, Jubal, I just don't know who those guys who are being tweeted in the back are. I don't know what they're saying, and I don't like to have to sift through all that stuff. I like to just focus on technicals. So in the terms of that stuff in the back, I like to just see technicals. That's my main source of information in the market. Boy, Luna got down and out, huh? Got mean with it, didn't she? Let me jump into the chats real quickly here and chat with you guys and see what's going on. Hope everything is going well. In terms of the potential for a reversal that you're seeing on the screen, yeah, you're seeing BTC going through an attempt at I'll say a micro reversal right now. Okay, this is a reversal pattern that you're looking at. It's a fan. It's a reversal pattern, and to the extent that we had you guys are very well aware by now of the preceding fan that we had, okay, on the 30-minute. It's extremely well laid out. You couldn't have really traded this any other way, guys. There's no other solution here than to look at this like the fan that it is, okay, on the 30-minute time frame. If you're not familiar with it, get Murphy's book and read about the fan. Then I explain these a lot of times just going through them, but it's really unrequired if you guys would just read that page, read that. It's a very valid pattern, extremely. I'd say it's frequently used in, extremely important for Bitcoin and frequently used in the markets, guys. Not just crypto, etc. But it's just undeniable what was going on here. Just this pour down, version here, just losing steam here, even just boom, moving strongly to the downside. So the fact that we are trying to counteract this specific pattern with a pattern similar, I say the reversal pattern to the upside, you're just getting the nature of the fan right here in play. I think. Let me see, Jubal here. Jubal, boom. I think it was you made some good acquisitions today. I think very nicely done. And I'll put VIP. Let me put some Ferraris or something cool in here. And who else is here? I want to know who else is here in VIP. Would be great to hear from you guys. And we're going to keep a little bit of an eye on Luna. It is the story, huh? I'm just very interested. Will it be a scenario where, is it just time to hammer into Luna, right? The thing, I mean, it is capitulated down through, nearly 80%, 75% from its all-time highs. It's just time to buy the dip, right? Will the lunatics just win? I don't know, guys. You have to think of this. It's like big prop. There's obviously a little bit more going on here than just a technical or just a FUD or so. Is it really just time to hammer into it, right? I'm not going to hammer into with this type of an event. I honestly begin to question, just me personally, as I look at something that I want to really be a part of. I really start to look at as to whether or not I want to be a part of this, given the issues that are ongoing, because they're sticky enough that it seems like it could attract some larger attention. I don't like that. I have to tell you guys that I don't like the larger attention angle of Luna, depegging, people getting paid back or not. Just the whole idea and notion attracts the wrong kind of attention. I think you guys know that. And I've been a big fan of Luna, and it's like I think they just had some issues today that were a little bit beyond what the ordinary realm of expectation was. It just seemed like a normal market day. You guys, I hope you agree, but it just seemed like a normal market day. Sure, like BTC, it's like Bitcoin. You could have done this like months ago. We've been waiting for a move like this. It's nice to see BTC. Let's review the daily action. Like, we could have done this months ago, right? If we need to get down, let's get down. Let's not hang around. In terms of this, let me clean up this chart a little bit so we can look at the daily chart, and that's just kind of that's very much our thinking, guys, in terms of just like get where you need to go. If it's Bitcoin or whatever it may be, just get where you need to go, right? In terms of the hits in the framework here, if you guys had your scheduled targets to the downside, I think they played well. In terms of the move to the downside, click 1, 2 to the bottom, and 3, bam, back to the top. You guys can go through those on the for the desktop. If you guys follow the desktop targets that I gave to VIP in the back, looks like we're very close to hitting this specific line, if not perfectly, onto that line, that 100, which would just be the preceding move. And it's interesting, the preceding move down, okay, that 100 was repeated, or that preceding move down was repeated. Boom. So that's an interesting way to look at the your targeting that came into the mix. Jubal, shout out to you, brother. You had that feeling on that double bottom. We almost held that level, too. Very close, but a nice hit at that level, without a doubt. So we'll dig into the details here and get into the framework of, let's go back to that daily. Just talk about it. And I want to hear about your trades. I think Sean was busy today, didn't trade very much. That's okay, Sean. But you're the short king, my man. We're just looking forward to really having some, I don't know, some good news or good trades, brother, without a doubt, but I know you're going to hit them. I'm glad you had a busy day in business. I'm sure it wasn't a distraction. I'm sure you enjoy what you do, so that's always a good thing, guys. When you enjoy the market, enjoy what you do, etc. So this specific bear flag pattern, if we're just on the way here with no hold bars, we're not heading back up, etc., just we're going down with reckless abandon, right? I mean, if that's the notion here, we're going to measure this, because this is a heck of a move. I mean, this is a heck of a move to the downside. You guys know that. 2 seconds. Let me get a sip of water real quickly. Thank you. In terms of the this move to the downside, it is potentially one of the biggest moves down that we could imagine. In terms of if we were to repeat the entirety of this flagpole here, okay, entirety of this specific move, preceding move to the downside. I hope you guys really, really dig into this and can structure around this. It just seems like it'd be a little bit drastic. Look at this, guys. We're looking at between 15 and 20. I'm just going to say between 15 and 20. I want you guys to measure that move to the downside, upward sloping channel, and boom, the move to the downside. And you'll see that that BTC has had some big moves. Bam, move to the upside. Downward sloping channel, boom, move to the upside. So, this is a move to the downside, upward sloping channel, boom. Such a clear channel, we know that. But to the extent that it also offered, some opportunities to trade at the 50%. So I would say I'm not excited that this last hit at the 50 didn't take. I think it would have taken. I think we would have gotten a macro hit on the 50 again were it not for equities. I really believe that, and I'll always stick to that. To the extent that we have now achieved this parity or this correlation with equities, man, I thought it was Bitcoin, right? What do you guys think? We thought Bitcoin was Bitcoin and equities were equities, but I guess we're getting the same kind of treatment. So looking at this, let's square off into and put our retracements in. Let's cover the essentials here. And I hope you guys have had a good week. Hit the like button for me. Let me know that you guys are here and that you're part of the team. I would appreciate that. Very important. So essentially what's indicated on the downside, just so we cover it, guys, would be the 786, period. Boom. That's what would be ultimately indicated by a full repeat of this move, even more on the candle wicks, guys. If you go on the candle wicks, but to those lines, the full repeat of that move, okay, is going to land you right at the 786, 14761, thereabouts. 14. Let's see if I get this right at 0. There we go, close enough. 14,750, call it 14,8. Okay, so that's what's indicated maximally by this move, just so that we are aware of that. Didn't really want to get into it before we capitulated that 50% retracement, and we've picked up on a near. It's very interesting. We always talk about, BTC likes to do this, in terms of the preceding equivalent, or I say the preceding level of support. BTC likes to pick up on these. If you day trade BTC, she does this frequently, right? Just you'll pick up in and around this level. I'm not going to call this a solid reversal yet, though, guys. In terms of this bottom formation, we're currently, let's review the 618 to the 65th, that golden pocket, 26,000. Let's just say 24.5 to 26,000, that range. You can save it to say 25,000 is within that golden pocket. Okay, so to the extent that that's indicated, make sure that you have worked on those targets and that they're as accurate as you want them, guys. Very important. And I know Luna is like almost every other word out of my mouth. It just is, guys. I don't know. It just is, because we have a big history with Luna, and I'm literally just sitting here and I'm saying BTC, and almost every other word out of my mouth accidentally is Luna. I'm like, it's like what the heck happened to Luna, man? That's wild, huh? That's some impressive stuff there. That's some crypto action. Definitely some risk and volatility involved there, my friends. Shout out to Angel. I hope you're doing well, my brother. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting. Resistance to support. Boom. Resistance to, is it going to be support? This would be the pick up line. Now, again, look, the resistance here, this is a fan. And this is how you have to be careful to trade these things, guys, because you can pick up into this schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of having this. I always tell you guys on a fan, whether or not you're starting on the top or the bottom, pay attention to this facet. You're going to be looking for something like this, okay? Anytime you see something like this, let's go ahead and let me get this border up. Boom, there we go. Anytime that you see some formulation like this, essentially all we're looking for is, let me read what Sean has to say. How many projects will disappear if that poll plays out? Maybe a good cleanse in the market to get rid of junk and scams. No kidding, huh? Nice input. Very nice input. Nice input. Without a doubt, that would be interesting, huh? What a great message there, Sean. Very, very interesting. I'm excited that you said that. That's I'm happy you said that. I think it's a great point of view. VIP all the way, Sean in the house. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, anytime that we establish, when I say that we're looking for something like this on a, I'd say on a fan, the discussion will begin with any. It's going to appear to be somewhat of a zigzag, right? You're going to have two indications of a level of, at least two indications of a level of support that's identified below, yes. However, what you're giving is a structure along the top. And this is the interesting thing as you look at this. The structure along the top is really what's desired in terms of a potential reversal. You're going to take this level of resistance, the two levels of resistance across the top are what begin to define that first primary level. Okay, so as we would look at this here, and let me just draw this out again, just so that you can start to work on, and you may have multiple levels here. It looks like we have a few different levels here. That's fine. If it's 2 or 3, however many it may be. But the important part is that you are establishing this top level of resistance to flip into support. It's giving the market a level. It's an opportunity to reverse price action by giving the market a level of resistance to flip into support. And it is demonstrated as you would go up and around and complete a fan. It is the market successfully going up and over each level of prior resistance and confirming it as support. So you're beating level after level after level of resistance to the upside, right? As we would look at the fan process to the downside, and Jubal, no big deal about the stuff in the back. It ain't no big deal. Just so you know, I just read that deal. It's not a big deal. I don't like if there's random tweets or something from some of the source back there that we don't quite know what it is. I mean, just maybe run it by me before you put it back there. I appreciate that. Just so we keep a tight ship back there. I didn't even read what you did. I was like, it's a tweet from somebody. So looking at this framework here, what's the important thing? Like, is it bearish or bullish? Looking at the fan formation here, and yes, I have an indicated wedge there, but looking at the fan formation, the important aspect here and component here is the following. We're going to be, let me go ahead and hide these. Let me go ahead and hide the framework here. The important thing is we're not holding on to multiple levels of support. All right, so this fan, okay, reversing from the notion that we could go up, reversing back down, pouring out here. It is level after level, as we would use from the anchor point. It's every single level of support has been conquered to the downside. Bam. And you'll just see that. We laid that out in the beginning. Work with Murphy. Take a look at what he has in the New York Institute of Finance book, etc. But just as a reversal to the upside is going to require us to beat the levels of resistance, boom, we beat those to the upside, right? Well, the level of support here continually to the downside is going to be broken, right? We're going to be confirming those levels of support as resistance, boom, at each level. So we're breaking support on the way down. We're breaking resistance on the way up. That is the way that these patterns work. Let's see what we got. And let me get rid of this dude in the chat for VIP. There we go. And maybe you put. I'm sure it's interesting stuff. Which I know it is, Jubal, but we got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got VIP back there. You are VIP. I don't want you hanging out in a Discord, man. That's not gonna. I don't want you in a Discord, man. We got to be careful back there. You're too good of a trader. Period. Too good of a trader. Period. Bottom line. Big mad respect for your skills, brother. Period. Without a doubt. So that's the framework we're looking at right now. That's what is going on in terms of the reversal attempt to the upside. All right, that's what we're going to be going through. So know that when you trade these, the important feature here is you can establish the framework for the fan here, okay? And you can still, after you beat this level of prior resistance, boom, to flip into support, the expectation is a move down, boom. Almost a second hit there. Many times, guys, many times along that level of prior resistance to support. Boom. Same feature can occur here, okay? Look at Murphy. Make sure that you understand the implications of the fan framework, because you could be reversing and at the same time actually achieving a lower price in the market. So, man, what do you guys think about Luna? Whoa, just awesome, huh? Just incredible price action. Is she going to rebound? Man, look at this chart. This is just wild. That is a holder's nightmare. Absolute holder's nightmare. You wake up, Luna is at, let's just go through this, guys. Luna is at $121. You wake up, Luna is at $28 or $25. Good gosh, huh? That's a nightmare. I can't imagine, honestly, wanting to hold anything through that. That's just not, no. You have some indications here in terms of, taking points along the way for Luna. This would be, aggressive, right, in terms of maintaining this level. A lot of people were hammering in at this level. I know, just because of the nature of Luna, right? It likes to go to the downside, fake out, and provide this second. At least it did in this zone. It provided an insulary level, and I'd say an interior and exterior level of support. This zone was opportunity central back in 2021. We had this essentially a primary level of support here along the bottom. Then we had a secondary, boom, feature that people really liked to get outside of the primary level of support and pick up into and traject to the upside. It was just really not overly automatic, but it was from a trading standpoint, it was phenomenal to the extent of how frequently these pumps back to the upside, quote unquote, played. Very interesting. So this secondary feature here, in terms of that, was a key notion. You're along the 50. What do? You hammer down into the golden pocket. Now the golden pocket is failing. What do? You hammer down into the 786. Essentially, that framework to look at in terms of heavier cash exposure towards the lower levels at all times. So let's look up 21%. It's just man, Luna just burn the rug. Not a rug pull, that burned the rug. I mean, I have to tell you guys, that's just the bottom line. I don't think it's a rug pull. It's like it burned the floor. It literally burned into the floor. Rough stuff with Luna. So I don't know. Do you guys want to own Luna? I don't know. There's a lot going on with it. Huh? I want to say Jubal and Sean. Huh? Would you still buy? Huh? Would you buy Luna right now? I want to know from VIP. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Is it if it wasn't on the map, because a lot of people had it on the map for lower acquisitions. To the extent it's a maybe it's an orchestrated depeg. Let's imagine this, guys. What about this? It's an orchestrated inside. This is the scenario, okay, that I'm going to bring up. Orchestrated inside depegging to create a scenario where Luna could be acquired at much lower prices. Huh? What if there's some other notion ongoing? There's something else, huh? What if we're all missing something, huh? Would there be any advantage to them pulling something like this off? I mean, because these guys are pretty smart. You think they're pretty smart? What are they doing bragging last week about big? I have to say, why is Luna bragging last week about making major BTC purchases? I think it's interesting, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, guys. It seems too cyclical for me. I got to tell you that. For Luna to be backed by BTC, I think the program could work. The solution, the equation could work. Looking at Ape, ouch, talking about burning the ground below you. Looking at Ape, hot new coin. Yeah, it's drop central, guys. Let's see what we got in here. Where's Ape heading down to? Passing the golden pocket. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's a mean correction there. Just she hasn't wanted to pick up 72%. 72%. This is just looking like a crime scene. Practically, the whole thing looks like we got something going on here. We need to get all this reported or recorded or take photos. Or something's wrong here. The market has been butchered, right? It's rough, guys. But what I always tell you guys, and this is the VIP way to be, is that there's a need for heavy cash reserves never being fully, or I say overexposed at any higher price, right? So looking at the nature, and you'll see what's interesting about this right now. You'll see kind of the same framework in terms of Luna and BTC. You see this BTC up top and Luna below. Just take a look at it, because right now, this on the bottom side for Luna is 43%, whereas this is interesting, this for BTC is 4%. So you've got about a 10x advantage trading Luna. And it's what an interesting, guys, point for us to arrive at. You have a 10x advantage trading Luna, right? Because it's 40. That's 43% in terms of that the amplitude here, 43%. Well, looking here at BTC, it's only 4%, right? But you could trade BTC at 10x, and you could completely forget about Luna. Isn't that nice? You could trade BTC at 10x and completely forget about Luna. If you're used to trading Luna at 3L or 5L, you could trade BTC at, what would you say, like 3? We need a multiple of 10, so you could trade at 30, right? You could trade BTC at 30, or you could trade at 20, you could trade at 10. You could do whatever you choose to do, but this type of a dynamic here, looking at, well, this whole move, it's structured the same, right? We have a lot of different time frames going on here around the horn here, okay, in terms of the 8 wide that we're running, okay? So the notion is that, the attractiveness of Luna right now, well, that's a 43% move, man. Okay, you can do that any day of the week on BTC. Now, granted, if you're on 50, 10x on Luna. It could become a little bit interesting. Okay, it could become a little bit interesting. We'd have to sit down and really work through that. You still have 125x on BTC with LBank, so that's interesting. That is very interesting. I just had a good time trading today. Bottom line, right? Bottom line, working on, and it's difficult for me to. I got to tell you guys when I'm hedging, etc. If I'm out running around, I'm at the gym or whatever I'm doing. Even if I'm talking with you guys in the back, sometimes like I got to get my hedge capital allocation perfectly while I'm there. I've got my short and my long. I think one time today I accidentally entered a double position on short when I meant to only enter in one, a single factor on my short. And I looked back and I'm like, dang it! I was like, that cost me. That dug into my profit. I'm like, I didn't want that on the day. So, but I had great trades. You could throw a dart at a board that had short written on it, and you could make serious cash. It was just nice, guys. It was a nice day for the Bears. What's up? I am not one, but to the extent that they want to pay like that, hey, I may become a fan. I have to tell you guys, I honestly may become a fan if they want to show up and pay like that. Hey, not bad, guys. Looking at Luna here in terms of that trajectory to the downside, down at $35. Man, I could have formed a line around the block last week of people who wanted to buy Luna at $35. I'll tell you, I could have formed a line around the block. You guys know this in VIP and otherwise. We literally could have had this. $4.06 was my target given to Angel and VIP after that, guys, in 2021. And man, taking away those incredible, impressive returns. Looking at this now, well, it's still, let's say, it's not even a 10x right now. Oh man, it's under a 10x. That's embarrassing. What is that? What is that? Almost a year time frame? Not even a 10x? Oh man, that is just embarrassing. That is something else, guys. I have to say, now it's not embarrassing if you sold at higher prices. If you cashed out and you've been trading this puppy at the top, congratulations to anybody who traded Luna. All right, did you get caught up in the drop? I tell you guys, those holders, yeah, the holders, their office is next door. Yep, and they went out of business. I always tell people that. You guys know the holders, yeah, they office next door. They went out of business. I just tell you guys because we trade. We always like to trade. One of the reasons why we like to trade, one of the reasons why we like to cash in. Right? You don't know. I mean, you don't. It's not easy to have a perfect grip on crypto. There's so many parties, so many moving parts. Looking at Sheeb, mighty Sheeb, man, Sheeb, what are you doing? You're on that 86. You're past that 86. You're with Doge past the 86. What is up? What is up? Now BTC, I can confirm that BTC are acquired. They're in acquisition mode. I was excited to read some of that yesterday. Whoa. Jubal saying, not me, sir. Interesting, Jubal. Very, very interesting in terms of not willing to buy Luna, not wanting to get into Luna right now. Very interesting. I got to say, thank you. Very good. Thank you. Good word. And good word. I know that Bitcoin kind of is the go-to coin in the back. It just is, guys, in terms of the entirety of the space and the opportunity that it offers and the utility, etc. Just it's kind of a Bitcoin deal in VIP. It just very much is. We like to trade something that's moving. So when BTC gets quiet, we branch out without a doubt. So looking at tempting, wished I would have at 48 before and it went over 110. Wished I would have at $48. Tempting, yeah. I mean, you have the opportunity to get involved, and I'm sure she'll come back. It's just it's an odd issue. It's a little bit beyond the issue of because we kind of like to stand behind the technology a little bit. You know, I think we definitely me individually, I think as a group, you guys as well individually. We like to stand behind the story. We're attracted to technology that fits within the framework of what we would be comfortable telling our friends or family, each other about in terms of, this offers a technical advantage. It has, real solid development, management team, et cetera, whatever the ins and outs may be from the utility to, guys, it's an investment, right? We have to represent it in to ourselves when we look at it on the screen, right? Whether it be technically or the I'd say those I always say management, utility, and the dev team. Those have to be critically in play, right? And so to the extent that like something like Luna is, it's just it feels like a different issue. You know, it reared its head around, and BTC has the environmental concerns. I don't know, guys. I think they could clean that up in about 2 weekends if they really, really tried. I think they could clean it up in 2 weekends in terms of the environmental concerns. I just think it's something that could be cleaned up if that is a genuine concern, right? Now, in this zone, we got this anchor. We were looking at a decent bull flag in this area. I remember this bull flag in this area and on Luna, and we got these concerns about anchor protocol. Boom, boom. Right. This is just a mad march to the downside for the issue of stability and that's what that's what USDT is all about. That is their product. That's what they offer, right? So to the extent that it's an ongoing concern like that, maybe it's a quick hit to the downside just to get one over on the market, and no one's the wiser, and for whatever reason they wanted to drop through and reset their guys. I could make up a bunch of conspiracy theories. I just don't think it's or some other kind of fashion, but benefit for dropping down like that. But if you're a heavy holder, if you got millions of dollars in Luna, hey, you guys know this. Some people have millions of dollars in Luna, will never sell their Luna, right? Or had millions of dollars in Luna, or even $1 million, or whatever it may be. And looking at that, looking at an evaporation of like 70% in the price, it does happen. Let's look at the preceding level here. Let's look at the preceding zone, 2021 retrace, and let's look at this. You had a 70-75% push down there as well. So to the extent that it's consistent, technically, unfortunately, we could say this is consistent. Wild, huh? Just wild stuff, guys. So never overexposed. And guys, I'm always impressed when I hear that somebody was able to sell at the top. Just very important. Looks like a bit of a descending triangle. And see, this is where I go again. Technically, and any bearish or any other pattern that I might put into a bull or bearish category, I'll say, oh, but this is Luna, right? Anything that's bearish, I'll normally say, yeah, but it is Luna, so it can beat it. I'm not even sure that's a healthy dynamic 100% for us to have, because I do have that, and I want to note that right now while I'm saying that about Luna. It's a difficult trading environment that's not technically sound. A lot of the times the coin doesn't even trade really well, really technically well, unless we had like a fashion like last year, like I pointed out in that specific zone of the level of generalized support. Once this guy going, it was very predictable. It was very nice. Almost, I won't say too predictable. If I had to give my real opinion on it, borderline too predictable. Very, very. I mean, if I could find if we could find trades like this all year long, we'd all have the jet powered up with cocktails to be on the way to Tahiti, any time of the day or night, right? And I guess we could. That's not a bad thing, but it's just printing money. It's just printing money. So to the extent we're looking at a head and shoulders with a descending triangle, would be nice to see Luna technically conform. Period. I like any coin that technically conforms. One of the reasons we like BTC is because generally she technically conforms with the fans that have been at play. I think you guys can agree. It's like we wanted the 50% to hold, right? But we got into this cataclysm here of, and I brought it to you guys first, then I brought it to YouTube, then I brought it to YouTube again, because looking at this, you have to admit that, the 50% is the 50%, but when I bring you guys something that's showing every level of support is being broken, we're not going to, if the technicals demonstrate, it's an important discussion, isn't it, guys? When the technicals begin to demonstrate something to us, because money is involved and we're trading it, it's hugely important to find things that are reliable. So that's one of the facets. While Bitcoin is not perfect technically, while there are surprises like, man, we had a descending wedge, right? Like, man, we had an upside target here. Man, we had an upside target here. As you would look at those, while she's not going to be perfect, 7 days a week, there are some days where she's pretty darn good. There may be 3 days. If she moved 7 days a week, there might be 3 days that she's pretty consistent and pretty reliable. That's That says something. That's not bad, guys. That's whether or not it's to the upside or the downside. And I just want to encourage you as you look at deploying your features technically to the downside or to the upside, please promise me that you learn how to short something. Maybe it's not in your blood. Make yourself do it once, just at least once. Book a positive trade because, guys, they were just killing the longs today. You could have bought. I mean, just look at this. You could have bought an evenly matched. When I talked about a hedge, an evenly matched long and short in this zone with enough leverage, a good mix of leverage, and you'd be drastically in the money right now. You guys know that your short would have covered your long big time. Okay, to the extent that you could have done that one time or 5 or 6 or 7 times or more times than that, yeah, you could have. Just looking at the downward price action, it's, let's say from this zone in and around 14%, maxing at a little over 16% from this seat. And I know that you guys trade enough and that you're very competent to trade the way that you want to trade. I just want you guys to be able to short. Like, it's just a because when I look at someone today, and I interfaced with someone today, and I said, so are you trading? And they said, a parabolic drop. That's right. Perfect, huh? Good job, Sean. I like that. This is an impressive crash faux show. For sure, absolutely. But when I spoke with someone earlier today, and the guy's he's well-to-do. He can trade. He can do what he wants to do in terms of finances, etc. But I asked him, is he trading? And he's like, oh yeah. And it's like the life came out of him. But the important thing was, like, I know the guy can't short. It's just he just doesn't know how to hit the button. He doesn't know what button to hit on what computer program. It's not like some fascinating mystery that you have to learn to do. You just need to have the computer program. You need to be able to do it, right? So to the extent that I just looked at him and was like, dang it, he doesn't know how to short, or he didn't have the platform to short on. It's just, I don't want you guys left out of the price action when BTC is paying, because she paid today. She paid those shorts today well. She paid me well. So to the extent that you guys are in the hunt, if you're in the hunt, I want you to be in the hunt both directions in terms of long and short. So we're looking for this reversal now. It's constructing itself well. Now, fans can fail. Fans can fail. Resistance to support. That resistance, okay, to the support. Be prepared to operate further down along this line. The quicker that we pick up, I'd say the stronger. If we can get aggressive to the upside, it'd be beautiful. I know that some VIP have accumulated on this drop. Congratulations. I think Jubal, my man, buying some spot. Very nice to see that. Very impressive. Jubal's just killing it in the back. He's great to have in the back. Great VIP. Sean, why did you work a 15-hour day, my man? That is impressive, huh? You're going nuts there with your job. That's impressive. That's a tenacity that I rarely hear of people having. So congratulations. But everybody's busy in the back. We all got things going on along with VIPs. That's nice to see. A little bit of a descending wedge here. Here we're back to the zone. We're back in. This is like back in VIP, right? We're back at it. Boom. Here we go. We have a bit of a descending wedge here. You're going to be looking at the framework for either a potential fall out here from. We know how to trade them. You guys got that. Or a completion to the upside. We have the expectations in terms of let's just do this. In terms of that breakout that we would appreciate. What do we say here? What are we going for BTC? We're looking at a pattern reversal right now, and this is a VIP trade group. You're welcome to join if you like. You can join from a desktop computer. In terms of resistance and support, we're going to be looking at the standard feature that we would like to break out and around or at or we'll just say the 50% while we're up and ahead of this guy. 50%, 38.2 maximally. The further that we push down into this in the red zone on this falling wedge, the more concerning things get, okay? Just typically in terms of our ability to traject up and out of this, boom, right? We'd like this to serve as a continuation pattern. Rarely, I'd say about 2 in 10, honestly, 2 in 10 just scream to the upside. You guys know that. Very seldomly do they really traject to the upside. So we went through some downside targets, some maximal downside targets. I'm going to stick with the golden pocket. I'm going to stick with the 786 as well. And the notion that we're just back on par here, feels good, doesn't it? We should have gotten here in like 2 weeks. Would have been nice, huh? I mean, not to call out Luna the way Luna reacted today, but in some ways it may have done people a favor. It got down quickly. The question is going to be, can it just skyrocket back up, right? But as we would look at this, we'd be happy to get down quickly like this. Boom, get down quickly, right? The one thing that this has done in terms of the drop here, it has left this area open. This area, we don't have any resistance to the left. You guys paying attention? Yeah, when we were going back up in this direction here, we were relatively clear here, right? We always like to trade up against a clean wall to the left, okay? So to the extent that we have that, I'm going to note that now that we are formulating, and it's one of the advantages of aggressive price action to the downside. And looking at the framework, it's just important for us to realize technically what is going on and what is the benefit of a strong drop. One of those will be that we don't have these preceding levels to the left that have to be conquered. So since we are to the left, I want to note that, right, that we're formulating a clean area here, right? That's nice because we had a clean area here to traject up, right? So that's one of the benefits of some strong price action to the downside. And again, just so that we review them, we're going to go through the Fibonacci retracements one more time, and bam, there we go to the upside. Looking at that potential move down to, it's just going to require quite a. I'm just going to say it's going to require quite a bit to get us to that golden pocket. If BTC wants to hit it, I'm thrilled. But she stood months here. She stood months here. And this is, you guys understand, how many months were we here sideways in the summer? We were here for like let's say over 2 months, well over 2 months. Here we've been here over 3 months. We've spent 5 months collectively in this level at the 50% respectively on each retracement, and we just have not wanted to hit the golden pocket. So to the extent that you are in a value zone today, man, we'd really be in a value zone down in these lower Fibonacci's, the 618, 65th, essentially around that 25,000. We'll just mark out about 25,000. Shout out to Pathfinder. He's always said, just put an arrow at the put an arrow down at the golden pocket, didn't you, Pathfinder? Number one. Awesome. What's up, brother? Hope your technicals are going well. I say that to you because I genuinely mean that. I know that Sheeb and Doge are down in the mix. You're probably the Doge type. But yeah, we need to catch up, Path. Hope everything is going well, my man. Yo. So 786 would be the full completion and repeat of the entirety of the move. If we were to repeat the entirety of the move down, boom, we hit the 786. That's on the map. It just is. I don't want it on the map necessarily. Hey, I'll say this. I don't mind it being on the map as long as we can get there quickly, right? Now, in the meantime, we will be busy. We will be trading. You guys know this. So, to the extent that she wants to take her time, I also understand that. The extension to the downside is measured. This is very nice here, guys. From the top to the bottom, measure back to the top. This move here, what's interesting is that we have a beautiful confluence. The extensions to the downside would be this golden pocket area. That's an overlay on the retracements, the entirety of the price action retracing 61.8, and also it's the sweet spot for the repeat of 61.8%, 61.8% of this preceding move here. That amplitude, 61.8% of it, bam, lands you at the golden pocket. So that's a sweet spot right there. Boom. That's a real sweet spot in terms of those extensions. Very, very impressive. And Luna, huh? Just mean. Luna got mean today, huh? Just absolutely telling people their USDT wasn't worth $1. You gonna get in trouble in the wrong corner in the Bronx for that, huh? Maybe, huh? You're gonna get in trouble for that in the Bronx. You got to think about it. Some people are gonna get upset at this whole lack of stable quan guy that's in charge of everything. You're in trouble in the Bronx. We may not want to invest in it. I got to tell you guys, maybe there's a new threshold just to kind of joke around. But if you're going to get in trouble on the wrong corner in the Bronx, that's a place in New York, guys. I make jokes a lot about stuff like that. But you got to say, huh? If it's going to get you in trouble with the wrong corner in the Bronx, maybe we don't need to invest in it. Maybe you never know, huh? It comes out of your mouth. People know you're saying something about it. You talk about it, this and that. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, you recommended me. You recommended to me that I would put my money into something like that. You don't know, guys. You don't know, right? Here, it's all heavy cash reserves, never overexposed to any higher price, right? So I'm going to talk to the guy in the corner of the Bronx, be like, hey, I told you, never overexposed. Come on now. But you got to say, guys, some dicey issues we're dealing with in terms of Luna. just bam, huh? I got to put bam in the commentary here. Well, just look at BTC, huh? Asia markets down big again. Again, huh? Sean is the key focal into the market, huh? It's awesome having you, Sean. And I don't know, man. That's the Asian market's getting hit again. Chinese property magnates, etc. All types of issues with the. I don't know what's going on. It's just one of those deals. I'd like to trade. I want to see if we find ourselves a nice trade. We got something going on here. Maybe we bust 125x and see if we can get into something. Let's look at what we got here. All right, just that price action. I mean, Luna gets a little bit interesting because of this would be what Luna wants to do right now. I become extremely disinterested no matter what she wants to do or where she wants to go, because to the extent that you have an indicated descending, now BTC will also do this, but don't drag me into a descending triangle completion to the upside. Not after falling off like that. Don't I ain't gonna. It ain't happening, Luna. You lost your edge, Luna. Now there's a nice move to the upside on BTC on the wedge that we're looking at. So looks like Luna's following a correlative in terms of that. If you guys are brand new to the station, I want to welcome you. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. We have a trade group. It's what we do. We trade. So it's a bunch of cool dudes that trade. All right. And we're not afraid of long, short, leverage, hedge, you name it. We'll hit it, guys. And shout out to Angel. Brother, how are you? Much love to you and the fam. Hope Mama did good on Mother's Day. Hope everything was good for the family. Looking at the level of resistance indicated across the top. Yes, hitch and pick back up. Let's see what we got on BTC. Let's see what we got here. Let's zoom in and focus. A little bit difficult generally. I'll just say this. In terms of wedges, like the expectation they would just move strongly to the upside. We're within that early launch period where it is not unheard of that we could achieve that. The question is going to be, will the market want a flag? There's always going to be the question when you break out early from a wedge, will the market want a flag? We have a move to the upside. Will it want a parallel channel? Will it achieve that rather than the wedge? Will it choose kind of that structure, right? And it has that internalized level of resistance here with the hit 1, 2, and it could be a 3 here. So a little bit of a lack of clarity on that issue when you're dealing with a wedge, boom, breakout to the upside. It's like, well, maybe the market will choose to have an ill-constructed or a poorly constructed flag. But a nice move. Let's see what BTC, we got some price action. That's a good thing. Let's look at BTC currently up 3.18% from the downside. So we're still in territory of 31,000. We nixed on in below 30,000 to a very familiar territory. The 29,000, let's see, 29,000. What is that? 29.8. About 29.8. Very nice. Very, very nice. Still in the zone where we can wrap around some good notions here. We found some strong patterns in this area. Jubal, good eyes there. I had the same feeling. It was funny. You wrote that in the back. I'm like, yeah, he felt the double bottom. Like, it feels strong at this level. Just that we were, along with that, whatever kind of flag in the bottom formation here in this zone. Nicely done, Jubal. Nice eyes. I got to tell you, brother. Nice. Good looking in terms of the chart. You got that the full sweep capacity. I got to tell you guys, Jubal is a technical wizard. He trades, and he has got some absolute phenomenal resources. He has enough of them to be able to tell you which ones of them work and which ones of them don't work. So that's the idea, right? We got to be able to tell which ones of these work and which ones don't work. We're all about technical advancement, but sometimes it's like, hey, these are supposed to work a little better than that. So we have a level of support resistance on the 15-second. Let's see what we got. And let's go to the 5-second. Let's see what we got. And yeah, that's what that starts to look like. At 5 minutes, pretty clear on showing what the buyers are looking at. Boom, on target. Oh man, let's look at 1 minute. We just have that small hitch in here, given that notion. I'd like to get in with a trade here. Let's see what we got. Flat top to the left. Okay, inverse head and shoulders. I could go with that. We could also go with the notion that we're breaking through another level of the fan. That would be kind of interesting. It's not exactly set up the way I would like it for a big time like 125x trade. I'm going to be a little bit selective. I had a good trade day yesterday, guys, and it was just proof to me. And I think to everybody, guys, when you're able to operate on both sides of the coin, to the upside and to the downside, that yeah, it just pays to be a little bit more selective. And sometimes the market it will offer you those great opportunities in terms of the guys. The shorts just paid. You guys have to know that. I know that you know that, but it's it's just you couldn't lose a short yesterday. You just couldn't. It was just you had to worry about your entries. I'd say you still had to be precise, but it was just like it wanted to pay. The shorts wanted to really pay. When something's down 10%, and it's not that much. I mean, it's down 10%. That's fine. That's not like a colossal. It's not like some earth-shattering. Like Luna, I looked at Luna and like, this is not good. This is not good. This on Luna is not good. You can only lose 20% so many times before the I don't know, guys. Before it becomes a little bit difficult. So looking at Doge. All right, Doge is low. Doge at that 86, right? The best looking chart we have for the bulls. The tether dominance. Boom. Move to the upside. Very nice. We identified this a while back, didn't we, guys? We certainly did. On that weekly chart, flat top, ascending line of support. That ascending triangle. Boom. There's still room to go. Still room to go if she wants it, guys. She can have it to the upside. There's still room to go to the upside. We're looking to see if that can complete. But I mean, kind of like an onslaught today. It's just funny. Sean is so funny, guys. You have to. I'm going to close with this story because this is the best story for VIP I've ever heard in my life. You guys understand this? Listen, Sean, relatively new VIP, right? And he and Jubal, they're talking in the back, doing whatever in terms of the technicals, etc. And Sean has joined, right? He's gotten into the framework and he's decided, like, oh no, I'd like to trade a lot more than I'd like to hold. This is Sean saying this frequently over the last couple of weeks. Like, no, I actually really like this because he's a good trader, and I think you'll agree, Jubal. He knows what he's doing in the back, right? And he has the aptitude for it. Watching that wedge fail a little bit. Wedge moving on. So Sean, and let me pull him up because you guys will get a kick out of this. This is just awesome. So Sean, and let me let you know, that's Sean. And just so I let you guys know, this is Jubal. Okay, we chill in the back, we talk a lot, etc. And in terms of Sean, he has decided recently, he's a cool dude. He knows what he's doing in the market. It's one of the many things he does. But he just recently is like, no, London, I have to tell you, I'd rather it's more accommodating to me, and this is important as well, guys. But it's more accommodating to me to trade rather than to hold. So he got rid of all of his holdings. Now that was within the last couple of weeks. Him just off the cuff. Well, this seems like a better approach to the market to trade. That's what we do, guys. So he made that transition at a beautiful time. Boom. Before absolute annihilation and fallout, really, in the market. And it's just, it's a great story for VIP. As we just had a huge wrench down. I mean, looking at these, look at GMT. Boom. Looking at, everything for Sheeb. And yes, there were earlier opportunities, obviously, for other individuals to get out or to do whatnot, restructure their portfolios. But the whole notion of like hold, right? It's and you'll see guys like Binance, CZ. You guys know this. CZ at Binance says, he goes from really touting holding and everything, all the wonders of it when things are going up. When things are going down, like today's, like his word, I thought it was interesting. Just commentary, not judgmental, but him saying, well, it's never easy to hold, right? It's never easy to hold. And so, Sean, yeah, I want to just like shout out to you, and I appreciate the fact that you're attracted to the more. At some point, it's you're aligned with and attracted to the more profitable end of the spectrum in my book, right? Trading is not something that's impossible by any means. You're demonstrating that you're having success on your trades, and I think you see where you could even further refine that, and you're getting a good grip on the market, and it's just nice. That is VIP, right? As we would look at that is what VIP strives to do, is really to get away from that holding mentality. we saw some guys, and Pathfinder's a good example of some, because he's seen them as well. He's not the example, but he's also seen guys that really got hurt on Doge. And it's one thing to say in terms of the higher prices that we were up here and me pointing people down to here. You guys have to understand there were a lot of people in Dogecoin. I met a lot of people, right? We had like a ton of traders that were just Dogecoin. They would trade BTC no problem, right? They were fully, I'd say they were willing to trade BTC. They just, maybe they never had. They brought a lot of people in. But talking from these top levels about this level down here, it's one thing to say, well, be prepared for these backup cash, heavier backup cash reserves for these lower levels. But it's a big, just kind of resounding statement of who we are, who I am, what we try and the framework we try and bring into the market that we do bring to VIP is just that. Within reason, looking for those trades. And I'm really looking forward to one thing this has done, guys, is I'm really excited about some bigger trades this year. If we're going to give up, and if we've given up that 50% line, guys, there's a lot of opportunity at lower levels. Luna looks like it's breaking down just a touch here. But there's a lot of opportunity at the lower levels. I've been discussing that, okay? And in terms of the same measured move, different percentages, etc., just count on the fact, guys. The same that I talked about, lower levels, having heavy reserve cash for something like Doge, right? Yeah, I do the same with BTC, with Bitcoin. But to the extent that that's important, no one would argue with that. Okay, clearly, if you're saying that to people up in this zone towards the top, yes, it's hugely important for them, right? To the extent that the similar discussion, and I just draw a small kind of, I'd say an equivalent or parallel to the notion that if we can get lower on BTC, I could really foresee some larger trades. Okay, just some larger trades. I would say like a better year, maybe. If we can go ahead and get where we're going is the bottom line. Can we just get there? So we like lower prices. We're the group that we get excited about this stuff to the extent that. That I see the same way like on Doge, and I draw the analogy, same way on Doge, I would tell people at the top, like just in terms of lower prices, heavy cash reserves, right? Never overexposed. Lower prices here, guys, are going to provide us some additional larger trades, okay? So on Bitcoin, that's and I put those on par because you would kind of hear the second one, okay, larger trades in terms of BTC if she goes lower. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. So I draw the equivalent over to something like Dogecoin that you guys can understand. A ton of people got torched, literally got hurt on Dogecoin financially. You would definitely understand with that analogy. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. And I'll be in the back with VIP. I wanted just to stream for a little bit and just kind of say what is up. I hope you guys are doing well right now on the extensions, just so that we know. Looking at the framework, and we'll also we'll make sure that no one thinks that this is just kind of a random point here. Okay, in terms of the top to the bottom to the top. Okay, 3 points that are indicated. We want to know what percentage of this move, the entirety of this move here, bam, set back with the fact that we had raised back up this amount. We had gone back up this amount, so we had this much of a drop. We went this far up. We want to know how much of this drop was repeated from the amplitude that was achieved. Okay? How much of this drop was repeated after we reachieved said amplitude? The answer is 50. Boom. Okay? Now that's squared away on desktop. That is about a straight line into it that you'll see, but the extension, bam, 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 okay? The drop here, okay, 50% of this drop was repeated to the downside. Boom, we are at a halfway point, essentially, if we're going to achieve a 100% drop. You guys can look at that in terms of the extension, but you're right on that 50%. On the lower, we also had a nice confluence on the lower targets that I gave you guys. I think we hit the 300, and then we actually went under it just a touch with this attempt to reverse. So we're on an important level right now that's technically indicated. Not everybody is on that right now. You guys know, and not everybody's paying attention to the extensions. They're just not. looking at the framework, we'll get in the back and we'll be not looking bad, huh? I wanted to trade, huh? Well, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Told you guys I was going to be in the back. We're going to hang out and trade back there. Let's see what we got. Wish I made the choice at 60K. It's okay. It's okay. But you know now. Now you've gained the wisdom in the market. You know what you're doing, right? So carving back up in after losing that level of support, interesting. Let's look at the framework again. Let's put the wedge back on. And Sean, that happens, brother. But it's wisdom in the market you're gaining. You're seasoning. You're becoming a very seasoned trader and investor. I'd say. You know, it's just part of the market. You can't always execute it the way that you're going to see it in hindsight. But you'll deploy measures. I know you are right now that are going to be very useful for you and family, and we want you to have bragging rights, brother. You're VIP. I want you to have bragging rights. Same thing for Jubal. I want you guys to have bragging rights, man. You're VIP. You guys need to be knocking it out of the park, right? Yeah, you guys. I know you guys have other things like maybe you brag about a $1 million contract or $500 million contract you just closed on behalf of somebody, or you can't tell anyone about it or whatever it is. But just to talk, I want you guys to do well in the market. A little bit of a conflux here. I'm still interested in this reversal period on the record. Looking at it, BTC is attempting a reversal, and we need to break this next line of resistance. We just do. If slow as she goes is the way, it'll be a little bit difficult, but boy, that looks familiar. Doesn't that look familiar? This little chunk right here, doesn't that look familiar? That is just on par. Look at this formulation here. You see this here, bam. That move here is the move from the upside. Let's get back into, it just reminds me so much of this move here, bam, right? We've had a few of those, right? Just chiseled in this level of this descending wedge here. Very important, as we would see that. Just kind of if I see something, it just, sometimes it'll stick out to me, and it's very similar. Not so much the bottom. If you're looking for the bottom, I wouldn't say indicative of the actual, per se, bottom of the price action. I'd say we're going through a reversal right now. To the extent that a reversal could function as a bottom feature, it could. It definitely could. But I would just say that right now, in terms of the bottom formation, this is not necessarily a bottom feature that would be consistent with TA, except to the extent that you could interpret this as a falling wedge, and you could say that if this is the moment where the sellers have just become ultimately completely exasperated, they've lost it at this specific moment here. I don't know, guys. That doesn't feel like that right now, but in terms of that, it's definitely given us the low or the bottom thus far for the fan reversal. So in terms of that, I'll be in the back with a VIP. I want to trade with you guys. Let's book some trades. I wouldn't mind honestly streaming for a while and booking some trades, but I want to check in. I want to go and check in with Angel. I haven't texted him all day, really. It's been a busy day for me running around, and I know probably for him as well. I think he had some family in town, and I want to make sure he's doing well with his Luna. I know that he's been big on Luna. I think Dot is down. Isn't Dot down quite a bit, guys? Let's take a quick look at Dot, but that's another key coin for a lot of people, and I know that and I say this out of just just care, compassion, etc. I want to make sure, because you guys know that Angel, the thing on this, Angel has early entries on some of these coins. So looking at Dot has just really been put through the ringer, and it's just been one of those deals. Again, if you've traded, I know he has. That's what makes the whole thing very copacetic. But to see Dot at around near the 86 is phenomenal, right? And we'd say the 786 drawn up to these levels would be that 76. So in terms of that, I'll go check on him, see what's going on with him, just touch base. We haven't really chatted much today, and I'll be in the back later on with you guys. Just want to see what you guys got going on. Let me see what you got here. Let me see what this is, because you said, what is this? Hey, what's up? We got what is this? Look at this. UST USDT. Whoa, nice chart. Boom. Look at Pathfinder in the house. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh, that ain't too stable at all. 80 cents, below 80 cents. Yikes. Yikes. Boy, the guys who shorted, the guys who shorted USDT, boom. That's some cash, dudes. They just made some cash. You guys have read about that? The guys who shorted. Look at this, guys. That's a move down to 80 cents. Let me go ahead and see if I can zoom in. 80 cents on USDT. 80. Boom. Big deal. Bam. Those guys got paid on those shorts. You guys have no idea. That hedge firm that went in against Tether, boom. They just made bank. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Unbelievable trade for them. Very nice. They called it. They said that they believed, if you guys have done the ins and outs, they believed that there was some exposure to Chinese risky real estate assets, etc. And then, whoa, bam, 80 cents. They shorted. They wrote. You can look at the hedge. Look up the hedge fund articles on that. There may be something on Wall Street Journal. I'll put it in the back. I try and keep the back just full of like Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, CNBC, that type of stuff. Because sometimes Coin Market Desk or Coin Cap or Coin whatever, sometimes they'll try and sell us stuff as well, or they'll have an interest in something. I don't know the difference sometimes. It's like, is this like an offshoot? Someone's trying to sell us something, or is it something that is like the Journal's not trying to sell us anything, right? Whoa, man. See, look at Pathfinder, totally VIP, dude. What's up? That's huge. Thank you, Path. On gate. Man, 80 cents. Look at this. We got to zoom in on this even more. I got to show you guys this. This is for the record. Look at Pathfinder. You the man. What's up? 80 cents. 80 cents. Look at that. That is Tether. Oh, my gosh. This is not good. Path, I didn't see that earlier on. That is huge. That is Gate.io. If you can see that framed in here. Gate.io. And we're just going to zoom in on here. I want you guys to see this for the record that we have this. Gate.io. Boom. Bam. Yikes. Ouch. Wow, 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 wow. When is the time frame? I'd like to know when, where. I'm going to dig through this in the back just a minute. Let me see what you put in here. Yeah, I don't know who these guys are. That's why I just say, because I don't know who these guys. Best of BS, unpegged, dropped below 85, was back 2 days later. Yeah, I don't know who those guys are. I want you guys to be surrounded by solid opinions. But if there's good opinions elsewhere, something like that, maybe we can look at it. I know you screen stuff. I know you screen stuff, Jabal. I know that you do that. So just include me on the screening. I appreciate that. Looking at a bit of a falling wedge now on. Man, would you buy Tether now? Would you buy Luna now? Ouch, man. That's a tough question, guys. That's a tough question. Man. Phew. Man. That just bites, huh? That just bites. I gotta tell you guys, that just took a chunk out of the pocketbook of a lot of people, huh? Except for that hedge fund. Man. Whew. Bad news, huh? Bad news. People just lost millions of dollars. Tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Literally. Bad deal. Ouch. Hurts. Pain. And never overexposed at any higher price. You guys know this. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah, shorting the stablecoin. Look into it. Look at the details. I'll put something. I think the Journal wrote something about it on. The Journal has an article. I said the Journal, the Wall Street Journal. They must have an article on it. This, I'm feeling a fan reversal even in here. I'm trying to explain the curvature I see on the lower end here, because now we're back into a different level of, let's look at this. Trying to figure out what's going on here, because I have another one of these. Now, you guys will never forget this. VIP will never forget this. I know this. Anytime that you see curvature in the market like this in the price action, I want you to pay attention. Right? Without a doubt, huh? Anytime that you see a curvature like this in the market, I'm making fun of myself, right? Because I've said this to you guys in the last 24, 48 hours. I'm like, Listen, guys, anytime you see this, I want you to pay attention. Real intense, like, oh, okay, yeah. We're all going to pay attention. Oh, we're gonna pay attention to that, right? But you guys see, boom. A lot of people just got wrecked, huh? Totally. I mean, bam. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. Bitcoin being Bitcoin. Now, I really picked up on the curvature back in this zone here, and I really began to appreciate it in some of these areas in here, right? And it was some of these power moves to the downside through the 50% then. Some of the features up in here got a little angry up in this level, boom, right? And I really started just seeing how it felt like it was being adapted to BTC. It just felt like it was somehow being there was some sort of a curvature or feature adaptation that was going on in the different time frames and that's the previous all-time high, the 65,000. So previous 65,000, previous retracement in this zone, right? So yeah, I've really, as best I can, I've studied how to trade it because I want to trade it. I don't want to explain it. That's fine. Okay, I want to be able to trade it, and if I can help explain it to the guys that want to trade, that's important. So, looking at BTC, man, Luna, ouch. Got a shout out to Pathfinder, but man, what's up, brother? What is up, dude? What's up? Pathfinder in the house. We love the input. It's just wonderful to have you in the back. It really is. You know that? It's just great to have you in the back, brother. Very cool stuff. BTC looking bullish, man. What do you guys think? Looking bullish, huh? She's just taking her time, huh? Taking her sweet time. That's looking nice. It's not looking bad, guys. Yeah. I have to remind myself a little bit. If it's not a perfect pattern, then I can wait, right? I can wait. She's just looking like she wants to do something. What is she already back up to? She's already back up 31,000 from 30 to 31. She put on $1,000. It's good. So, and the framework, man, I'm itching to book another trade. I got to remind myself, I booked so many trades today. I did. I'm sorry for cluttering up the back, but it's like another triple-digit boom. And really had a successful day. I have to tell you guys in terms of capital structuring on my hedges. Yes, successful day in terms of capital hedges and capital structuring on my hedges. I get excited about that stuff because it's not always easy to say, okay, the probability of this would be momentum is such and such. This is down. That's up. I'll put more on the let's say I'll put X times more on my short rather than my long. But when you do that and you make money on it, it just is nice because you're covered for the surprise. If you're short, your heavy capital position gets washed out. Oh, but it screams back to the upside. 8% back to the upside and some unexplained. You're covered for it. So it's a very interesting way to trade. It requires a little bit more preparation, thinking, kind of analysis. But I just had a good day with it, so I'm excited about that. It was a fun, good day for me. And I'm going to have to let go of this stream. Otherwise, I'm going to be here all night trading with you guys. It's looking bullish. In the context of having just poured down, it just looks bullish to me. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you're trading. I'm not going to allow myself to trade right now. I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to force myself to go have a cigar. I'm going to go do that. I'll see you guys in the back. Jabal, thanks for your input as well, to everybody in the back. Pathfinder, Sean, my man, Angel, big shout out. And I'll shoot you a message here in a second. And we'll talk to you soon, guys. This is London. What a great deal as we close out. Yes, I like the story of Sean just getting rid of anything he holds. Forget about it. You trade. That market needs to be good enough for you to be able to trade, right? That's the definition of a great market. In terms of this feature, so glad we identified that. Just so glad, guys, that we were on the curve with that, ahead of the curve with that. That's a big deal for us, right? In terms of that drop feature. And just looking back at it, you guys remember, boom. This one, is it a clear take? Question mark. We're at resistance. Bam. Looking at this one. Yes, we had the 50, was adamant about it. We were at the 50. I was making sure you guys knew that. But then, hey, heads up, guys, we have a reversal pattern to the downside, right? Ouch, right? So, big score, bam, bam, for VIP. Congratulations, you guys. Bitcoin spike in the house. And, yeah, I'm itching to trade. I got to tell you guys that. Just looks bullish. She looks bullish. So, let's go in the back and let's make sure she looks bullish. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Appreciate all you guys, the input. It's going to be a fun week. It's Monday. Man, this is only Monday. BTC did this and it's only Monday. Oh, a little bit of a rebound would be interesting, huh? I know a lot of people would be cracking the knuckles out who just picked up some BTC like El Salvador. Final comment. Is El Salvador going to get the reputation now just being that go-to, we're going to follow what El Salvador does? I don't know, guys. They just bought the dip pretty heavily. So maybe they'll get, because they bought a few of them and it's caved through. You guys know that. They haven't done very well when they've bought the dip recently. So it'd be interesting to know if this, I think a little bit of a larger acquisition as well could do them well. We're at 30 G's, guys. Down from 69 to 30 G's. What's up? If we're going lower, let's get there. That's the bottom line. I want to get there quickly, guys. I foresee bigger trades with lower prices. This is London with